Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Underground Sound. And we have been playing hip-hop music for the past 4 years. Noah's not with me at the moment, but he is on his way, so we're just going to get started. But we've been playing hip-hop music for a long time, and although we do listen to other stuff, hip-hop is at least my favorite. And I thought just once, we play some of our all-time favorite songs, artists, or just bands in general that we absolutely love that aren't exactly rap. So I think we'll kick things off with Nina Simone, who has had a tremendous influence on the rap industry, although she is by no means rap. And so we're going to play a couple songs here. Incredible artist, beautiful voice, huge fan. And we're just going to enjoy some music, and then we'll kick things off with me and Noah. This again was Nina Simone, a huge artist in terms of just influence and magnitude alone. I mean, she has had tremendous influence on Kanye, Jay-Z, John Legend, Beyonce. Basically, music today would not be the same, even remotely, without her. And her impact is too big to ignore. And so another old school that I am a very, very big fan of, and call me biased because I'm Italian, but Frank Sinatra, at least in my opinion, has one of the greatest voices I have ever heard in music. And I just cannot get enough of this guy. This is definitely an oddball one. The last one had correlations to rap, and this one, I don't understand it. I guess it's just Italian, but I am a huge Frank Sinatra fan, and so we're going to play That's Life and My Way. All right, so I got my guest here.
Finally back. Here I am.
I should probably say my co-star, but that's all right.
I'm occasionally a guest, Emerson. He's always here, but
so that was Katy Perry, Waking Up in Vegas. Noah said that was an interesting taste there, but I'm a huge fan of Katy Perry, at least her old stuff.
You know, I find it fascinating because Emerson has always been mainly into rap and hip-hop, R&B, but whenever he branches outside of it, I find it kind of funny because I feel like anything that is outside of his usual listening spectrum really surprises me. It's the stuff I used to listen to. I remember when I was 9 or 10, and it's actually kind of comforting sometimes because, you know, even Emerson likes Katy Perry, right?
It's a great artist. All right, so what do we have next then, Noah?
So up next we have Chariot by Gavin DeGraw. So the original song by Gavin DeGraw that I really loved was... I think it was like Fell in Love with a Girl, and that was an amazing song that came out in the summer of 2008, if I remember. And then Chariot followed up shortly after in about 2010, if I remember correctly. It's just a nice song that has a little bit of soft rock, and it's almost like a very, very positive message in it, rather than being something somber and sad. And I really like that in pop music. And even though I don't get to listen to too much of it anymore, this is what I like.
All right, so next up we have Sam Gallantry and his song Long Distance, and this is definitely more of the electric vibe, and I kind of have a soft spot for some electric music, but don't go crazy. I'm very picky on my electric music. It's nothing broad.
Emerson having a soft spot for anything is surprising to me, so I just kind of want to get into the song.
Yeah. Well, all I'll prepare you with is I think this song does the absolute most with the absolute least amount of lyrics.
That's fair. All right, Emerson, that was very good. That was actually my first time listening to that song. And speaking of good music, I have another song selection, and it's called High and Dry by Radiohead. And the reason I chose the song is because I listened to it for the first time when I was flying on a plane in 2016 over to Lander, Wyoming. And I remember thinking to myself... this is, you know, such an amazing song, and it really just kind of led the mood for like how I was feeling. It made me feel hopeful in that time and place. And at that point, I know it sounds cliche, but I was hoping that the trip and the whole experience wouldn't leave me high and dry. So, hence the song.
So a couple of years ago, the station was nice enough to give me free tickets to the Mopop Festival in Detroit, Michigan. And there was, I think, over 50 different artists there. And so I decided if I'm going to go into this, if I'm going to be writing an article on this, I should have at least a little bit of knowledge on these artists before I see them. So I was listening to at least one song from every single performance that was there. And I liked a good amount, didn't like some others. But the one that I came across was the song was Pup and their song DVP. I really, really liked it. I couldn't wait to see them live, and they absolutely killed it. And although I can't say I'm a fan of Pup, I absolutely adore this one in particular song.
Let's give it a listen. All right. And up next, we have a song called Do It Again by Queens of the Stone Age. And Queens of the Stone Age has been one of my favorite rock bands for the past 3 or 4 years now, but I actually started listening to them way back in 2007 when I got into rock music with Guitar Hero. And this song is off of probably one of the greatest rock albums of the 21st century called Songs for the Deaf. I've shown a lot of my friends this entire album, and I remember discovering this song itself for the first time only this summer. When I was doing my internship, I remember I was walking down the street and the song came on and I was like, wow, this is really, really good. And I saw that this song was called Do It Again. So let's play it.
Michael Franti and Spearhead and their song Say Hey, in parentheses, I Love You. That was, if you didn't catch it, me and Noah were singing together in the studio because that is a beautiful song. But next up, we have some jazz here. Fats Domino and his song Ain't That a Shame. And I've been to New Orleans a couple times, and if my favorite thing isn't the food there, it is definitely the jazz.
Let's hear it.
You made...
All right. And my last pick here is Love Galore featuring Travis Scott. This is by an artist called SZA, which is spelled S-Z-A in all caps. This was released off of her 2017 album CTRL or Control, depending on who's asking. And this is one of my favorite songs in recent memory because I remember my current girlfriend, Grace Dorset, she showed this song to me. And I just remember I had to listen to the entire album. And I'd say that album itself, that this one song that got me into the entire artist was released on, kind of defined the next 4 months of my life at the time. So I have a lot of respect for the song, the people around the song, and just where I was during that time. Here it is.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, and that will basically wrap up our show for today. We're going to have the Avalanches and their song Since I Left You play us out. But I believe that's really all time we have to be in here for. So any last words from you, Noah?
Yeah, thank you for joining us today as we wanted to sort of shake things up every once in a while. As you know, Emerson and I are usually doing the same thing over and over ad nauseum, and we just kind of wanted to see a little bit of variety in our shows.
Different tastes, but don't worry, we'll be getting right back to rap next
Right back
week.
to it.
Right back to it. All right, well, I'm Emerson.
I'm Noah.
We are Underground Sound, WSOE 89.3, Elon, Burlington.
Thanks for listening.